Many of us have experience with bad service, whether it's in a restaurant or maybe in a shopping mall. You have one, I have one, we all have one. However, not every bad experience should end badly. Hello everyone, this is Alex again, and I'm very glad to see you back to my channel. Let's start. This story takes place last year. I have saved a bit of money to get myself a new PC, a computer. I wanted to buy a computer for a very long time, but I didn't know which one to get. I had several options to go for. Either buy a new one that is already built by some company, or try to build one myself. But the problem is that I'm not very good at building computers. The last time I've done it was ages ago. I already forgot how it's done. I already forgot what goes where, and I didn't want to risk it. I decided that the best course of action would be to ask a local company here in Taiwan to help me build my PC. But I decided to go with a company that many people in Taiwan have heard of. I'm not going to point fingers, but if you ever encountered a situation where you need a custom-built PC, you probably heard of this company. So one day I take all my savings from 3D printing to the very well-known place in Guanghua. I went upstairs, and within maybe 10 minutes, I've already had a whole list of parts that I need to purchase from the company that they can build into a new PC for me. The next step for me was to just give the money to the clerk and wait for 2 or 3 days. That's the usual time for them to accomplish the build, which I pretty much did, but I didn't do it right away. I'll be honest, I actually called my friends and asked them if the parts are legit and they worth their money. So after 1.5 days, the computer has arrived at my door. It wasn't a beautiful case. I really like this case. It gives this very nice minimalistic vibe to it. Wood and black together looks good. Turns out, and I didn't know that some components with RGB lights cost cheaper than the same components without the RGB lights. If you know something about this, please leave a comment and let me know why. I take the machine back home. I set it up under my desk. I was super excited because finally I can do everything without getting lags and delays and whatnot. 3D printing and modeling became so much easier for me now. And I'm not even talking about other aspects like, video games. Although I don't have time to play that right now. Oh, life's hard. I started using my new machine, but suddenly I've noticed that no matter what I do, something simple or something complicated, the fans start to blow loudly. But it didn't help, and I started to suspect something is going on. I actually was super scared that it's something bad, because despite the fact that there is a warranty, and I shouldn't have been worried about it, I didn't want to deal with it anymore. I just wanted to use it. I went online and I asked people, I asked my friends again. After a couple of days using the machine, I decided that's it. I'm going back. I just wanted to figure out what exactly was the problem. But I didn't want to carry the machine with me because I'm sorry, but it's almost like 20 kilograms. It's freaking heavy. It's a big machine. And well, I'm not that strong. I decided to make a video and record the sound to, save myself a trip to the shop. Okay, I went there, I got to the shop, I take my cell phone out and I speak to the clerk and I say, "Hi, I'm sorry, but something is wrong with my computer, it seems. Could you please take a listen and tell me if this is okay?" And he gives me this look like, okay. I was probably the first person ever to approach a guy and ask him to listen to the noise of my computer on a cell phone. I think saying it sounds ridiculous. But nonetheless, we went outside where it was quieter and I turned on the video on my cell phone for him. He started looking at it and I'll tell you that it was not very convincing because he looked at my cell phone and he's like, "I don't hear anything." And I'm like, "Can you hear this? Can you hear this?" It's like tiny little noise that is becoming louder and louder and louder. And he's like, "No." And then he goes, "I'm sorry, sir, but you're gonna have to bring the machine here so we can actually look at it." And I was like, oh, yeah, it's awesome. And of course, if you remember, the delivery to me was done by them But now I have to bring the computer back and I have to do it myself. And the machine is not very light. To carry the whole box all the way to their office, despite the fact that there was an elevator, nonetheless, it's not a problem. Exercise is good. Passive exercising is good, guys. Anyway, I bring the machine, put it in front of him. The clerk comes to the machine, takes it out, plugs it in, and turns it on. He doesn't turn on the machine completely. He goes into the settings directly. And the moment the screen goes into the settings, he goes, "What?" And I'm looking at him like, "What?" And he's looking at me like, "Nothing." And I'm like, "Are you sure?" "Yeah." I was like, "Okay. I'm trying to ask him, "So what's the problem?" And he keeps smiling and says, "Everything's good, sir. Don't worry about it. I'll do it in like 3 minutes and you can take your machine back. No problem." I'm like, what the hell is going on? Like, why is it such a secret? The problem was actually quite simple. He took the machine, he opened the case. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the internal composition of a PC. I bought myself a water-cooled PC, which means that the water is circulating in the computer, cooling down the specific parts, specifically CPU. He took it off, then he took the cleaning solution and cleaned the paste, the thermal paste that covers both cooling block and the CPU to make sure that the heat exchange is going better. And then he takes the screwdriver, and then I noticed something interesting. The moment he took the cooling block off, like a tiny, very, very tiny smile at the corner of his mouth just flashed left to right. He had a very serious face. He was like, I've noticed that tiny little smile appearing in the corner of his mouth, but he didn't say anything. He didn't do anything. He just like, "I'll be back with you in a moment." I don't know. Have you guessed what the problem is already? No? So the problem was, as I understand, the person who built the machine for me did not attach the cooling block close enough to the CPU. The reason why I'm telling you this story is simple. We are all people, and we are making mistakes time to time. The problem is, can we own up to our mistakes? And in this situation, it's a great example that the company, and specifically the clerk that was helping me out, didn't try to prove me wrong. He didn't try to argue with me. He just went in, fixed it. Living in Taiwan for quite some time taught me a very important lesson. And that lesson is patience, even when the situation is getting out of control. And now, having this Zen in me, I realized that it actually is a very wise thing to do. And Taiwan taught me that patience is everything. I realized that it's the best policy just to give people the benefit of a doubt, give them time to recognize the problem, and get even better service in return. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for listening to this story. I hope that it was something interesting or something amusing. Maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm right. Please let me know in the comments. Do you have a story about a bad experience turning good? Please share in the comment section and let me know. I would like to read those. This is the end of this video. Thank you so much for watching. I'm very happy to see you here today. Please take care of yourself. Alex out, and bye-bye.